Support your leaders over in the Vanarama National League, of course, heading into a very, very busy week of fixtures. But will they still be there after this round of matches? We'll get into it next. Folks, back once again with another prediction video today. Who knows what prediction video it is? It is, of course, in the Vanarama National League, but we'll give you the latest round of results and, of course, the picks for the new ones in just a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs and the Patreons. And, of course, this is your one-stop shop for Vanarama National League, so get involved with it. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, and smash the little bell, boys and girls. So here we go. Let's get cracking. I've got a lot to talk about here. Of course, we've entered a new month, the month of February, so we now want to know. We want to know, of course, who is the prediction king for that last month. We'll get into it in a bit. Here we go then. Here's a recap of the results last time around. Then Sherry goes Boreham picked up a 3-1 win over Lynn, a big win for them as well. Bromley 1-0 winners over Notts County, of course, a bit of a dented hopes there for Notts County. Dagenham and Redbridge did lose to Halifax Town 3-1 in the end. Dover picked up a loss against Southend United, who are slowly but surely moving up the table at long last. Eastleigh lost to Chesterfield, of course, remaining in that hunt in second spot for them right now. Barnet got themselves spanked by Stockport County, 5-0 win. Of course, they are the leaders by at least a point. Meanwhile, Weymouth did lose to Aldershot, 1-0 win for Aldershot as well, climbing the table at long last, moving up to 15th for the table. Meanwhile, Woking picked up a loss against the Yeovil. Town, a lot of away day wins here as well. Grimsby picked up a 2-1 over Wheelstone to keep themselves back on track for maybe an outside push for playoffs. Solihull Moors 5-0 winners over Altrincham. I'm over the 2-1 win myself, and of course Wrexham Deadpool FC did draw with Maidenhead. A bit of a surprise result there. Clanger, you would say. Let's take a look at, of course, the table. Here it is. Stockport County are your leaders, 51 points on the board so far. Chesterfield are in second with 50, alongside Halifax and Bromley all on 50. Boreham in 5th spot, a couple of games in hand. They're on 49. Deadpool FC is in 6th, and Solihull Moors are in 7th. Going down, Dover, Kingsland and Weymouth, but of course you can't rule out Wheelstone, Maidenhead, Altrincham, or maybe even Barnet to go down as well. Let's take a look at, of course, our prediction league. Here it comes at you. These are the boys of the past week. Doing well. It is JSPC are great, and DPAC, they're great, both picking up 8 out of the respectable round of matches there. Let's take a look at, of course, the prediction league for this part of the season. Of course, we've broken into the second half of the season. DPAC the Great is running away with it, 28 points on the board. So far, so good. But who is actually winning overall? We're going to bring you that bang up to date in a second. But before that, we want to know who won the prediction league for the month of January then. So here we go. Just recap of where you go to get involved with this prediction league. It is free to enter. Good bit of fun. Good chance for you to get your name in lights. And of course, maybe even win a quid at the end of it. So here we go. A recap of the predictor of the month, the rules and all that kind of stuff. There can be multiple winners. You can win multiple months. And of course, that winner will be the person or the persons who accumulated the most points in, of course, the last month, which of course was January. And of course, at the end of the season, whoever's in the Wall of Fame at the end of it, one of those guys will get selected at random through a spinning thing, and then of course that person will get a $10 gift card or hug vouchers, something like that. We'll figure something out at the end of the campaign. So here we go then, predictor of the month for the month of January for the Vanarama National League is DPAC the Great solo. That's right, DPAC the Great kicking ass, taking aim. That's actually his first win in this one. I actually just gone through a whole bunch of leagues today, and he's doing very, very well. He had a good month in January, so make sure you check what he's eating. Check his Weetabix for Predictoroids. He's absolutely ripping it up and tearing it. It's actually 1 second here. It's a second ago. He won in November as well. Anyway, let's get forward, of course. Let's take a look at who's actually winning in this league, in the Vanarama National League, over the grand scheme of things. I'm going to bring you these once a month. And right now, it's a 2-horse race. Well, it's not really. There's two-horse lead. Russell Frost and DPAC the Great kicking ass, taking 117 on the board for them. Yannick Busters in 3rd. JSPC is in 4th. Evan Hussein is in 5th. Then a bit of a gap between themselves and Shepherd, but of course, still a lot of points on the agenda. You can still get your name in lights as well as some names from the past who have kind of given up the hope, really. Of course, not been in the mix as well. You've got to be in it to win it. You've got to give it a go. You've got to give it your full best account. So here we go then. Take a look at the next round of matches once again. Here's the code, Cutley/non-league, to get in amongst it. A whole host of fixtures. Now, these course of games will start from Tuesday the 1st of Feb all the way through to Tuesday the 8th of Feb. Basically, a week's worth of fixtures here. So we're going to jump in the deep end, of course, and have a little look at those. Starting off with those the 2 games take place on the 1st of February, of course. That was the games from Matchday number 22. Southend up against Barnet is the first one. Let's get into this one then. Or will they? Hang on a minute. Let me try and figure this out a second. This is gonna be quite ugly, actually. It's gonna be quite ugly the way to deal with this, but we're gonna give it a shot. So bear with me. Southend against, well, let's just go for it. Yeah, let's just go for it. So I have no idea. I have no idea. This is quite messy. So we're going to give it our best shot. So Southend are supposed to be taking on Barnet this coming Tuesday. That is the 1st of February. These two sides played each other 8 times. 2005, 6 wins for Southend, 1 for Barnet, and 1 draw. Just 1 defeat though in the past 6 games for Southend. 75% form up against the Barnet side, who have lost at least 6 in a row. Well, they're unbeaten. They're winless in 6 in a row. But of course, 17% form for them right now. Coming at you, the last time played each other at Roots Hall. It was a 2-2 draw back in October 2012. They also played each other back in Barnet way back in 2013. It was a 2-0 win for them as well. Coming at you though, let's take a look at the recent events between these two sides. Of course, Southend coming to us on the back of a 1 win over Dover Athletic. Of course, Barnet did lose to Stockport 5-0 last round. Got basic odds on this one. The basic odds go in favour of Southend. They are the favourites. Barnet are the underdogs on this one. I do have a prediction in the house, I hope. It's a 1-0 win for Southend for me. Make sure you get your predictions in, of course, down below, or better still, use the link to get in amongst it. Next, of course, we have Yeovil. They're taking on Weymouth. That's right. Also expected to take place on the same day, which, of course, is the 1st of February. So let's get into this one now, shall we? Of course, places the 5 times these two sides. 4 wins for Yeovil, nothing for Weymouth, and 1 draw. Just 1 win and 6 though for Yeovil right now. 70% form up against the Weymouth side, who haven't won the last 6. Coming at you though, last time played at Yeovil. In fact, strange old one. This one. This will be the 3rd time they played each other this season. Of course, they played each other back in Yeovil in the FA Cup quarterfinal phase, round 4 quarterfinal, whatever it is, qualifying round. It was a 1-1 draw in Yeovil. They also played each other. It was a replay, of course, in Weymouth back a couple of days later. It was a 2-1 win for Yeovil as well. Last time they played each other though in Yeovil in the league, it was a 3-1 win for Yeovil way back in, of course, February 2021. Yeovil did lose to she picked up a win against Woking last time around, where Weymouth lost to Aldershot last time around. The odds for this one though is going in favour of Yeovil. They are 100% backed favourites on this one. Weymouth are your unfancied team here. Going to go with the win for Weymouth on this one to take it to the house. I think the next few games are all on the, of course, the weekend starting on the 5th of February. Kicking it all off though with Aldershot. They're scheduled to take on Barnet. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Now these two sides played each other 25 times, 2003, 9 wins for Aldershot, 11 wins for Barnet, and 5 draws. Just 1 defeat the past 6 games for Aldershot, 58% form up against the Barnet side, who haven't won the last 6, of course, 17% form for them right now. Last round, of course, over in Aldershot was a 2-1 win for Aldershot back in around about this time last season, the 2nd of Feb. It was a 2-1 win for Aldershot. Meanwhile, they also played each other this season in Barnet. It was a 2-1 win for Barnet way back in October. Aldershot coming into this on the back of that 1-0 win over Weymouth. Of course, Barnet did lose to Stockport last round. They're also going to lose to Southend in my eyes on this one. I got basic odds on this one. The basic odds go in favour of Aldershot. They are favoured on this one as well on this one, of course, and Barnet are your underdogs. But only just, it's quite tight in the bookies on this one. My gut says it's going to be a win for Aldershot to keep it on, and maybe make a slow push up the table. Kicking on forward, we have Altrincham. They're scheduled to take on, who are they scheduled to take on? They're supposed to take on Woking. That's right, of course, over in Altrincham. Let's get into this one now. Again on the 5th. Played each other 15 times, 2005. 9 wins for Woking, 4 for Altrincham, and 2 draws. Of course, Altrincham coming to this without a win in at least 12 games, of course, and they haven't won in 8 matches at home in succession. Meanwhile, Woking coming to this just 1 win and 4 for them, 42% form for them as well right now. Last round, of course, in Altrincham was a 1-0 win for Altrincham around about the 2nd of March last season. Meanwhile, they also played each other in Woking this year, back in October, as a 3-2 win for Woking. Woking did lose to Yeovil last time around. Of course, it was a 1-0 win for Yeovil. Of course, Altrincham did get stuffed by Solihull Moors last time around. The odds for this one go in favour of, very, very tight as well, go in favour of Altrincham on this one. They are favourites for them. I'm going with the draw myself. Cannot separate these two sides. Can you? Meanwhile, kicking off forward to be Chesterfield up against Dagenham and Redbridge. Now let's get into this badger then, shall we? Chesterfield, of course, flying high, of course, 2nd in the table, I think, up against Dagenham, of course, who were the starters, the high flyers at the start of the campaign. Anyway, these two sides have played 16 times, 2007, 5 wins for Chesterfield, 3 for Dagenham, and 8 draws. Just 1 defeat the past 4 games for Chesterfield, 58% form up against the Dagenham side, who have just 1-2 lost 2 of the last 4, 58% form as well for them right now. Last round, of course, over in Chesterfield was a 2-1 win for Chesterfield back in May 2021. Meanwhile, they also played in Dagenham way back in October. It was a 2-2 draw as well. The away side hasn't won this game since Chesterfield beat Dagenham back in 2014 in League 2, might I add. Dagenham coming into this on the back of a 3-1 loss against Halifax. Chesterfield picked up a 1-0 win over Eastleigh and coming into this on back-to-back clean sheets. The odds go in favour of Chesterfield. They are convincing favourites on this one, and of course Dagenham and Redbridge are your underdogs. Going to go with a 2-1 win for the hosts here to take it to the house. Kicking on forward, we have Halifax Town up against Bromley now. Let's get into this one now. Over in Halifax again, they're doing very, very well in this season. 11 times they played each other, others since 2015. 3 for Halifax, 4 for Bromley, and 4 draws. Just 1 win and 3 though for Halifax. 67% form up against the Bromley side. 1-5 on the bounce. Of course, looking very, very good right now. Of course, last time I played over in Halifax was a 2-1 for Bromley back in April 2021. They also played this season in Bromley. It was a 0-0 draw back in October. Of course, Bromley picking up a 1-0 win over Notts County. Back-to-back clean sheets for them. Halifax pick up a 3-1 over Dagenham as well. Tight on the bookies odds. Of course, Bromley have gone into on really good form. However, Halifax down are your favourites on this one according to the bookies. I'm going to go with the win for nobody here. 2-2 right down the middle. I cannot separate the two sides. Kick it off forward. We have Lynn. Of course, having a bit of a shit season. Of course, up against Weymouth now. Let's get into this one now. Of course, taking place on the 5th of Feb as well. Played each other 10 times 2015. 1-1 for Lynn, 5 for Weymouth, and 4 draws. Just 1 win and 6 though for Lynn at 17% form up against the Weymouth side who haven't won. And of course, a long time as well. At least 6 games in a row. Last time they played each other in Lynn was a 2-2 draw. Around back in February 2021. Meanwhile, they also played each other in Weymouth back in October as a 1-win for Weymouth. The away side again hasn't won this game since Weymouth beat Lynn in Lynn. It was a 6-1 win back in 2017 in the Southern Football League Premier Division. Meanwhile, Lynn coming in on the back of a 3-1 loss against Boreham Wood. They were on a 3-game run playing away from home. So this is their first game at home in a long time. Meanwhile, Weymouth coming into this on the back of a 1-0 loss against Aldershot. The bookie's favourite on this one are Yeovil. They are fancied on this one. Yeovil, why am I saying Yeovil? Of course, the favourites for this one are Lynn. Goodness gracious me, but only just. It's very, very tight. Fine margins as well on this one. I'm going with the 1-0 for Weymouth against the run of play, perhaps. Kicking on forward, it'll be Maidenhead. They will be taking on Eastleigh. That's right, over in Maidenhead. And now these two sides played each other 25 times, 2005. 15 wins for Eastleigh, 7 wins for Maidenhead, and 3 draws. Just 1 defeat past 6 games for Maidenhead. 67% form. I guess the Eastleigh side have lost 5 of the bounce, of course. Last round over in Maidenhead was a 1-0 win for Eastleigh. That was back in April 2021. Eastleigh going to also on the back of a 1-0 win in Eastleigh this season. So that's back-to-back 1-0 wins for Eastleigh over Maidenhead. Can they make it 3-peat? We'll have to see. Eastleigh though did lose to Chesterfield last time around. And it's been 3 games without scoring a goal. Only scored 1 goal in the past 5 games though. That is Eastleigh. It's a bit of a trouble there. Meanwhile, Maidenhead coming to us on the back of that 1-1 draw against Redbridge FC. The bookies odds on this one go in favour of Maidenhead. I'm going to go with the 1-0 win as well for Maidenhead. I'm going with the bookies on this one to take it to the house. Kicking on forward, it will be Notts County up against Grimsby Town. One of the games of the round, I'd say, on this one. Of course, over in Notts County. Now these two sides have played each other according to my eyes 27 times since 1993, 8 wins for Notts County, 12 wins for Grimsby, and 7 draws. Of course, Notts County just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form. Up against the Grimsby side have won 2, lost 2 at the last 4, 42% form as well. Last round over in Notts County was a 2-1 win for Notts County. That was, of course, back in April 2019 in League 2. They also played this season in Grimsby. It was a 1-0 win for Notts County way back in October. Grimsby coming into this on the back of a 2-1 win over Wheelstone. Notts County lost to Bromley. They've gone back-to-back games without scoring a goal for them. Of course, the bookies odds go in favour of Notts County. They are the home team on this one. And, of course, Grimsby are unfancied big time on this one. I've gone with a 2-1 win though for Grimsby. I don't know why, but I'm going with it anyway. 2-1 win for Grimsby in the house. Kicking off forward is Southend, who've been on a good bit of recent form for them. Up against Boreham Wood now. Of course, over at Roots Hall. Now this, I don't know when this game is going to take place. So this one's a little bit messy. We'll try and get into this one. Let's have a look. Southend is scheduled to take place this coming weekend, but maybe I think that's probably why, because Boreham Wood are in FA Cup action, so I think that's probably why. But anyway, I'll give you the scoop anyway. No, I'm not. I'll just give you my prediction. So that we know that game is not going to go ahead. It's going to be postponed, so forget about it. I would have went with a 2-1 win for Boreham Wood anyway. But of course, they're in up against Bournemouth, I think, in a very, very big chance for them to get through to the latter stages. Kicking off forward then, shall we? We have Stockport County. They're going to be taking on Dover Athletic over in Stockport. Now these two sides have played each other 4 times in 2019, 3 for Stockport, 1 for Dover, and we've got 0 draws. Of course, Stockport coming to this winning 8 on this. They've won their last 8 home games, of course, winning 6 on the bounce, though, both home and away. Meanwhile, Dover just 1 win and 6 for them. Of course, 70% form out there as well. Last time I played in Stockport was a 3-0 win for Stockport. That was back in October 2020. Meanwhile, Stockport picked up a 5-2 win in Dover this season back in October. Stockport coming to this on the back of a 5-0 win over Barnet. Coming to this on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sheets on the spin, scoring a whole bunch of goals as well. We don't even want to go there. Meanwhile, Southend coming to this on the back of a 1-0 win over Dover as well. So Dover really hit a bit of a rough patch there on this one. Of course, the bookies odds go in favour of Stockport quite comfortably. Major fancied on this one, so don't even go anywhere else. 2-0 win for Stockport County for me on this one. Kicking off forward, it will be Torquay United up against Redbridge FC over at the South East. Of course, now these two sides have played each other according to my eyes 24 times, 2003, 7 wins for Torquay, 8 for Wrexham, and 9 draws. Of course, Torquay coming to this just 1 defeat, past 4 for them, 58% form. Up against the Wrexham side, just 1 defeat, the past 6, 75% form for them as well. Coming actually the last time out over in Torquay was a 3-1 win for Torquay back in December 2020. They also played each other in Wales back in, of course, in October. It was a 1-1 draw as well. Coming actually though, Solihull did beat Torquay last time around. Of course, Wrexham did pick up a draw. Quite tight on the bookies on this one. Could go either way. And of course, I think I've nicked it with Wrexham with a 2-1 win in the end in my eyes. Next up, of course, we have Yeovil Town up against Solihull Moors. Let's get into this one then over at Yeovil. Now, these two sides have played each other according to my eyes. If my eyes would catch up with me. Around about 7 times 2016. 2 wins apiece and 3 draws. Just 1 win in 6 for Yeovil at the moment. 17% form up against a Solihull Moors side who won 4 in the bouts. 67% form with them as well. Last time around, of course, over at Yeovil, it was a 3-0 win for Yeovil. That was back in April 2021. They also played at Solihull Moors back in October this season. It was a new draw as well. The away side has only won once the last 6, but of course between these two sides, that's of course when this game was in Solihull back in 2019. It was a 1-0 win for Yeovil. Meanwhile, Yeovil coming to this on the back of a 1-0 win over Woking. Of course, Solihull Moors picked up a 5-0 win over Altrincham, and they also coming into this on the back of 1, 2, 3, 4 clean sheets on the bounce. So they look very good right now. They've hit form at the right time, you would imagine. Yeovil, though, slight favourite on this one. Of course, Solihull Moors, your long shots could go either way. I think I've gone with Solihull Moors. Yes, I have. 2-0 win for them to make it a good old week for them these days. Kicking on forward, what do we have now? We have got Grimsby, of course, who need a response against Kings Lynn, or soon to be in trouble. So let's get into this one. When is this one? This is actually on the match day number 22. So we're going back a little bit here. So Grimsby is scheduled to take place up against Kings Lynn. Holy shit, this is such a mess. It's such a mess. Okay, let me have another go at doing this another way. So Grimsby, let's get into that then, shall we? Up against Kingsley. Now this is scheduled to take place on the 8th of Feb. That's a Tuesday. Now played each other 0 times. It'll be the first time they locked horns. Of course, Grimsby, of course, 42% form for them right now, winning 2 in the last 4. I guess Kingsley side have lost 5 on the bounce. Of course, 17% form. Kingsley did lose to Boreham last time round. Of course, Grimsby picked up 2-1 over Wheelstone. I don't have any odds on this one. I'm going with my gut. My gut's going to say, of course, a win for Grimsby on this. We're going to try and get them all in here. 2-0 win in the end for Grimsby. Kicking on forward, what else do we have? We have Southend, of course, taking on Bromley. How many Southends have we got in here? This is their 3rd pick within this. Playing catch-up big time, of course. And I've got Southend winning 2 of the... Oh, actually, one of them at the moment. So Southend taking on Bromley. Is that next? That's right, of course. Over in Southend at Roops Hall. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played just 1 time since 2021. And of course, it was the reverse fixture back in Bromley back in Boxing Day. Of course, Southend coming to this just 1 defeat past 6 games, 75% form because the Bromley side winning 5 of the bounce, of course. Southend picking up a 1-0 win over Dover. Of course, Bromley picking up a 1-0 win over Notts County. Of course, back-to-back 1-0 wins as well. And again, like I said, of course, hot and cold at the minute. Southend, of course, should come into this with the potential to make it 2 wins out of 3 against the Bromley side, who, of course, looking to what are they trying to do here? Get back to winning ways on this one. Again, got no odds on this one because it is a little bit ahead of schedule, but I'm going to go with the 3-1 win for Southend. Big win for them as well. Kicking on forward, we have Stockport up against Chesterfield. Of course, could it get any bigger than this one? I don't think so. Of course, 2 they're probably the bigger boys that could go the distance. Of course, play each other 13 times 2003. 6 wins to Stockport, 3 wins to Chesterfield, and 4 draws. Stockport, of course, 6 wins in the bounce, of course, up against Chesterfield side. Just 1 defeat past 4, 58% form. Last time I played each other over in Stockport was a 4-0 win for Stockport back in February 2021, of course, and Stockport coming into this with that unbelievable streak of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sheets on the bounce. They might even have another one in here as well, 6 with, of course, the win over Dover in my eyes. Chesterfield, though, coming to this on the back of a 1-0 win over Eastleigh, back-to-back clean sheets for them as well. It is quite tight on this one, probably with the bookies. I don't even have any odds, but I do imagine it, of course, quite tight. But I'm going to give it to Stockport with a 2-1 win in the end for me on this one. And then finally, we have Wheelstone taking on Yeovil, of course. Wheelstone not doing the greatest this season. Yeovil, of course, hot and cold. We don't know what we're going to get from them as well. Also scheduled to take place on the 8th of Feb. Now these two sides played each other 2 times in 2021. 1 for Yeovil, nothing for Wheelstone, 1 draw. Just 1 win and 6 though for Wheelstone, 25% form because the other side just 1 win in 6 for them, 17% form. Of course, they last time played each other in Wheelstone, so 2-0 win for Yeovil. That was, of course, back in May 2021. Wheelstone did lose to Grimsby last time around. Of course, Woking picked up a loss to Yeovil. Yeovil picked up a win over Woking last round. Do I have odds on this one? I don't really have odds. Again, a busy old week for Yeovil. I think she's got 3 picks on the bounce. They won 1 of them, lost 1 of them, and of course, and they'll win this one as well. 2 wins out of 3 for them. Ain't too shabby, boys. Of course, a whole host of fixtures getting in amongst it. Of course, get your chance to kick on the month of February in some fantastic style. That's all I've got for you. Be sure to get involved with the predictions. And if you think you are a non-league football expert, get involved with it down below. Of course, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, hit me up with a comment. Of course, better still, follow me on Twitter and DM me that way. Until then, boys, I'll see you soon for the next one. Until then, we're done right here.